G'day guys, welcome to Bag of Bricks number 7. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to give it a like, and if you're listening to it on everywhere you can listen to a podcast, hi. I do this through Anchor FM, so they put it out to all of the Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, everything. So you can find it on there, Spotify, if you prefer listening to it than watching me. This is more a vodcast than a podcast. But anyway, I've got like a list of topics I was going to go through in each of these podcasts and talk about what's been going on. But really kind of hard not to talk about what's going on in the world, isn't it? And I don't want to just go down like a stream. But this Covoid thing's mildly terrifying. We've gone into full lockdown here in Australia. If you don't know, we're now doing the, you can only be 2 people. You can only really go out if you need to. Kids' playgrounds, parks, kids' playgrounds and gyms and things like that have all been closed now. It's getting, the government's finally actually reacting to it. They've made one absolute humdinger of a blooper here, and that was they let a cruise ship moor and everybody just get off the boat as if it was normal. And they've traced 140 cases back to that one boat, all over Australia and one in the US off the back of it. So, good move. So they've spent all these years stopping boats coming over to Australia, and the one boat they should have stopped, they didn't. So there you go. Good job, government. Anyway, they are waking up finally, and they are starting to do the right things. Kudos to Boris Johnson. I'm not a fan of his, but what him and his new treasurer have done is incredible. It's such a life-changing idea for everybody. So thank you for that, Boris. And they've decided to do the same thing over here for anybody that's any businesses that are struggling and won't be able to pay the staff and things like that. So yay. What does that mean for Lego? I'm not going to lie. My Lego building this week has been shockingly bad. I've just had that awful funk again. I mean, talking to some of my friends who are similar boats, they're all trying to do some building, and I have done some building. I've built some sets. I actually built a whole new 60197 train, so I now have 2 of them in my city at the moment. Now, I actually built it because I'm selling it, but I built it. So that was kind of trip down memory lane, to be honest. So yeah, but I'm going to be selling off the carriages individually for anybody that wants to actually wants to extend their train like I did. So fairly common way of doing it and dealing with it. So yeah, that was what I decided to do. I've been building my Rex Celsior as well. What a fantastic blooming thing. I'm not going to keep it together, I will be honest, but the way it goes together is incredible. It's just like, look at the size of this thing. Like, I know a few of my friends have built it, but it's a work of art. Like, it really is. Like, the way this thing, it's given how heavy it is absolutely rigid as anything. Like, you can see all the technique there that's holding it together, and the interior rooms, and there's some dinosaurs on the roof. Like, I love all the sort of greebling they've tried to do there. It's a really good set. Like, it's a good set. You got this trigger piece at the back here, but it goes together incredibly. I got this one. This is one of my bargain 60% off sets, but I made a pledge to build it before I take it apart for parts. But I'm enjoying the build. Like, it's something I've just been building in front of the telly. I've got no sort of emotional attachment to it, but I've learnt a few things from doing it, so it's good. And you get a ton of the mini blue raptors, which is awesome. I do want to do a Jurassic Park world at some point. So. But yeah, my Lego building has been a bit stymied, whatever the word is. I've just been in a funk. Like, I don't know if anybody else has had it, but I've been feeling absolutely shattered this week. And, I've had a few early nights and things like that. I just wake up feeling exactly the same. So I'm just like, I'm not going to waste my time getting more sleep. It's not doing any good. But I have been... I've been sort of planning out a few things and buying more Lego. Yeah, buying Lego. Whoops. I bought myself a birthday present yesterday. It's my birthday this week. Hooray! I'm going to be celebrating at home with my family, which is fine. But not doing anything else, obviously, because I can't do any form of gathering, which is a bit sad. But bought myself... I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm going to do it in a haul. It's too good. I got such a good price on it, I was messaging Dr. McBrick, and I was like, do I do it? Do I do it? And he's like, oh, that's a good price. Or so yeah, I got something that I've wanted for a long time, and I'd promised Joss that we would get it. So I've got it coming now. Thankfully, the post is still working. I'm gonna have to make a big space for it, but I am planning to sort of. I'm struggling with work at the moment. I've got issues at work with my co-founder, which is not good. We're trying to sort of resolve that at the moment, and part of that's been me being pushed into the wrong place. But I'm trying to get work done at the moment, and it's really hard being at home with 3 young children. My eldest Joss is 6 in a couple of months, and my youngest is 2 in a couple of months. Their birthdays are actually 5 days apart. And anybody that's tried to work at home with young children, it's barbaric. It's just impossible. I don't know how to get anything done. And my wife's desperately trying to keep her business together. Her business was events, and she's basically been 90% wiped out by this virus in the last, basically in 2 days, 90% of her business disappeared. So she's been keeping it together doing floral stuff, which takes a lot of time, but she's doing quite well off it. But again, we're sort of trying to tag team getting work done between us, working evenings and stuff. Realistically, like you get sort of 5 or 6 hours done in a day, and that's including working in the evenings, and you just do not have the stamina to then go and, do your hobby. You need your self time, but it's just impossible to find the time. I don't know. I really don't know how anyone does it. It's baffling me. So I'm going to try and make some more time this week, because I really want to get Studsburg. I really want to get that sort of layout of Studsburg done a bit more and finalise the tables a bit better. So, I've got to get my hobby going and do that. I mean, I've been doing a bit of building in front of the TV and things like that, but that's minimal. So that's my goal. And I've got more sets coming, so obviously I'm going to have to step up my building time somehow. I did get a box this week from Lego as well of my parts came, yay! I will say, massively neatly packed box from Lego. The amount of parts I ordered and they got it into this box. I'm actually going to go through and check everything's in there, to be honest, because I think it should be a bigger box. But talking to friends and things like that, it's amazing how many people are struggling with what's going on. Anyone who's got a job working at home, trying to, you've got to school your kids, you've got to try and do your job, you've got to try and, your wife's got to try and do her job. You've got no support at the moment. Like my brother-in-law was here for a couple of days last week, which helped a little bit, but not hugely. And it's just tiring. It's exhausting. How long have we got? How many more weeks of this have we got? It seems to be getting under control, but crumbs. Anyway, the good thing is work's actually still busy. We've got lots of new opportunities coming through. So, on the plus side, things are, the economies are tanking, but our customers are still signing up and buying and spending money. So that's good, but got to hope it lasts. Obviously it's going to pick up, and we're in, we help small businesses market themselves is what our startup does. So, on the plus side, at the end of all this, there's going to be lots of businesses in a position to really sort of pick their business up again, which is going to be good for us. So, just got to get to that point. My sinusitis still hasn't cleaned up, you may have guessed, but it's not the virus. It's not. I don't actually, touch wood, I don't know anybody that's got it yet. So I'm obviously not looking forward to the first time I read that somebody has, but hopefully they've got it under control enough now. I know US is struggling, and I know a few other countries are sort of on the back foot, but trying to make up for it. So, and there's some countries saying they're on the improving. Personally, I don't believe them, but that's what they're telling us. So I don't believe them for a minute. So given track record, I think you all know who I mean there, but I'm not going to get political on this. So fingers crossed. It's just, we've all got to stick together, and I still haven't had an apology from that person that accused me of having it the other day. So not very happy about that. Not impressed with him in the slightest. So yeah. But Lego, what's going on with Lego? I did do some work on Studsburg this week, actually. I did a little bit of tidying up and a little bit of laying out. And anybody who watched my city update last week saw that I have made some progress. And I've been putting a lot of effort into sort of my train area here, I'm really quite chuffed with how this is looking. Just going to show you on the camera quickly. So this is the commemorative train. There's the Christmas train, and then I put the Newbury station in there from the Hidden Side train, just as a sort of almost like a museum station. I just thought that worked really well. I think that's sort of, that little scene there is looking quite lovely. Like we've got this classic train there. We've got like almost like a museum feel to it. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I was just playing with it, and that's what I mean about having two of the yellow trains at the moment. There we go. We've got that one, and the Hogwarts is down there. So things are looking quite busy in the Studsburg train situation. What else has been going on? Yeah, talking to a few people. I've got some ideas. Like just trying to get into it. Like, you know, it's the funk. I know I'm not the only one in there. I just want to know everybody's there for each other. And, you know, it's fun. I've seen YouTube seems to have slowed down quite a lot recently. I know I haven't been posting much, and I'm going to try and get on top of a few videos this week. I want to do a couple more like historic ones. I'm doing this podcast. So 2 weekly podcasts. Go me. Yay. I actually managed to do it for a few weeks in a row, so that's good. I would like it to have been more about Lego than it's been, so I apologise for saying this is a Lego podcast and then not talking about Lego podcast, but this is unusual circumstances. So me and Mike are still talking about doing some videos together, so maybe we'll make some time this week to do that. I know he's in the US and obviously not in the best place given his health, which he said in a couple of his videos. So we talk every day, and I wish I could go and give him got to give him a virtual hug. Can't hug him because obviously that's risky. So let's just beat this together. Let's be smart. Let's not be like these entitled people who keep trying to go to the beaches here in Australia. I've seen lots of great stuff coming out of the community. I love it, and it makes me happy to see it. And I've got lots of ideas of things I want to do. This week, the big thing though, I should have said this earlier on, Pirate Cove. What a great looking set. Wow. I really, anyone who watched my original video, it's up in the corner here now, that sort of Lego ideas, when that one made it through, I was happy. I like pirates. I've never had a pirate set. I've always wanted a pirate set, unless you count the pirate roller coaster I've got to build. But like the Lego designers blew that out of the park. Like that was was in another country. Like that, they hit that ball so hard it's gone somewhere else. It was amazing. Like, what a fantastic idea! Taking the Barracuda, brilliant original set, building a modern version of it, so improved in a lot of ways, and then making it into this set you can actually put together and turn into a little diorama. Amazing! Anybody who's into Minecraft probably saw the Minecraft ship that they did for that, and I imagine there was a bit of inspiration from that in that Lego idea, the Pirate Cove set. But I have no problem with that, because that Minecraft set is great. I got it for Joss and she built it, or she built some of it and I finished it, but great set. I love the Minecraft stuff. I think it's a great theme, and I love the imagination, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. But seeing that kind of idea in that Lego ideas, fist bump Lego designers, great work. I'm well happy with what you've done there. Unfortunately, they've stopped doing elective surgery, so I can't sell one of my kidneys at the moment, so I can't actually afford it, which is a shame. But keeping my eye out for it. I will get it at one point. My biggest issue is where to put it. I don't actually know where I could put it in Studsburg. I am probably going to do an update to my theme park area this week in terms of cutting some more wood and being able to do what I said there about expanding that area out slightly. I do want to do that, and I think I've got a good idea on how I'm going to do that, and probably use a bit of layering as well to make it a bit more interesting. I think that'll work quite well, so I'm going to try that this week, I think. Ideally, I'd like to move all of my tables this way ever so slightly, but I can't. There isn't room. This is a very, very well-filled Lego room to the point where I actually have to move a ton of stuff out to actually do anything in here. But it's good. I'm very, anybody who watched my update the other day knows I'm happy with where this has been going. I think it's a big change and it's worked well. So I want to make sure I keep that progress going. I've got a ton of mocks to build. I need to start building some mocks. I'm on a train station, hospital. I mean, it's, cashing in on what's going on at the moment, but building a hospital would be a good idea at the moment, because everybody's looking for that kind of thing. Sad to say. My fire station, I've got some ideas. They built that little fire station with Joss the other day, which is in Studsburg now, so that's cool. Got some other sets to build as well. I'm going to build the I got this set. Not that set, that's a train station. Not that set, that's the Sanctum Sanctorum. No, I haven't got it. The hot rod garage, the new city hot rod garage. I love that set. I think it's brilliant. And as I said, I think I'm gonna build that this week. In fact, I might start building that in a minute. I think it's a brilliant set. I think it's got so much potential. I love Mike, Dr. McBrick did a good modification to that one. I've got my own ideas on how I'm going to change it as well. So I think it's one of those sets that's a good base set and has a lot of opportunity to change things. So I'm going to have a go at doing that and try and get it in. I've got a spot in the city. I think it'll work. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I think on that note, I'm going to wrap up. I just wanted to sort of say, again, keep up what I said last time and just, everyone stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive. Doing this video with you actually is really good for me. It makes me feel more positive, which is good. So thank you guys for listening to me. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to talk about anything in particular, if you're feeling the same way or you got suggestions and stuff like that. I'm happy to talk about anything. I do want to get a bit more into sort of the historic Lego and some other ideas as well around other things. Like I want to talk about sort of my experiences of Lego over the years and that sort of dark period as well. I want to sort of explore what I missed out on in that period. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up there. So let me know in the comments if you've comments on YouTube, which is linked in the podcast description for anybody that wants to go and write a comment on there. Make sure you give my video a review if you're feeling kind, if you've enjoyed this one, and subscribe to my channel on the podcast and on YouTube. And I will talk to you again very soon. Thank you for joining me for Bag of Bricks.